if labor on your labor is going to be $5 an hour,
Mm-hmm.
and it doesn't need a coffee break, and it doesn't need union fees, it doesn't everything else, and it's more intelligent than you, what job is safe?
Yes, I mean, the more sophisticated it gets, even the more creative jobs and everything is. Everything's at risk, isn't it? Really.
Yeah. But the point is, why do we need the job in the first place? Why is nobody right now walking into your office there while we're doing this podcast and giving
Yeah.
you oxygen? Like, why don't we have jobs for people to pass around oxygen to us? It would seem ludicrous, right?
Yeah.
Because oxygen's abundant, and so entrepreneurs go somewhere else where there's scarcity and they create abundance. And so why don't we have as many jobs in the photo industry anymore, like we had when Kodak was around and we were buying film that was just being distributed all over the world, and we were developing that film for the same reason. As technology does our labor, we're supposed to benefit from the technology doing the labor as prices fall to the marginal cost of production. That is the natural rule of life. The problem is we live in a system that has convinced us that we have to work more and more and more to be able to get more and more jobs, when they're only being when the only reason prices are rising is because of the system that we've allowed essentially godlike control to manipulate money and put the rest of society in slavery.
And so, what does this mean for the future? I mean, does it so that if the marginal cost of everything, even energy, goes down, so that all the costs of living essentially go down, but there's no jobs available either? What world? How does the world operate in that sense?
So why wouldn't the world operate perfectly?
No,
Like
yeah,
why?
I mean,
And by the way, this is why this is so hard to see, because it's such the world we've never seen this world. There's no history book that we can say this is what it looks like. So we have to use first principles to what I'm talking about. We have to actually get to the base layer of knowledge and say why, and we have to reconstruct a better world. And so, what would that look like? On the way through, it's going to be a messy transition. But if you're measuring from the new system, Bitcoin, then it's going to just be this transition, and it's what it's going to feel like is more and more people are joining your hopeful, truthful, hopeful world, and you're going to get more and more wealthy, and productive members of society are going to win, and members of society that are rent seeking, kind of stealing from productive members of society, are going to lose, and it's going to transition the world to that system. But in time, like if you just why the marginal cost of production would fall on the robots is because once now you've automated the robots, once they're machines, then there's the technology embeds there too, and prices continue to fall. And if that happened, then artificial intelligence and robotics, then food can be free and energy can be free. Bitcoin's chasing abundant energy all over the world. It's a pricing mechanism to chase abundant energy. So what you're seeing is the world that we're moving into, we need a lot more energy. The most robust economies use a bunch more energy. The reason we're capped in energy right now is the capital projects to be able to get energy and centralize energy. But when you have a mechanism like Bitcoin that's chasing abundant energy, it decentralizes, and you now you have a way to be able to build to abundant energy. Again, if people haven't not done this work, this is going to be a brain scratcher for them at first. This is but once they start to go through this, the things that we're talking about here on this podcast, it literally is a transition. I call Bitcoin a bridge to the other side, an economic system today that cannot resolve the conflict, and a transition path that can. And that transition path is going to be chaotic. It's going to be messy, and you're going to the world's going to be a mirror of your beliefs. And if you believe, and if you believe in the existing system, then the mirror back to you will create some, I would suggest, a lot of pain.